So for more on this, let's go to John Nichols, Washington correspondent of The Nation magazine. John, good to have you with us.
And it's always good to be with you.
Ryan is talking like a political operative, not Speaker of the House. I guess we shouldn't be surprised at that, but where's the change?
There is no change. Paul Ryan has always been Paul Ryan, and he always will be Paul Ryan. This is a guy who, when he got out of college, did not go, into the family business, although his family's got a good, solid construction business. He did not go into the private sector. He went straight to Washington. He became a congressional aide. He worked on Capitol Hill, and then he worked in right-wing think tanks. I mean, he has always been a political operative. And he has also always been somebody who knows exactly what he's going to do. This is important to understand. Paul Ryan isn't looking for any compromises. He isn't looking for any ways to make everybody happy. What he's looking for is the best way to deliver for Wall Street. And this is a big deal. I know we often call Republicans Wall Street Republicans, Ed. He's different. He is top to bottom, front to center, every way you want to look at this guy. He will always do what Wall Street, the investment banks, the big folks want. And so he's just looking for ways to, satisfy his campaign donors, be, on top of things in Congress and also politically.
Okay. So what do the Democrats do? They hear Paul Ryan say, we're not going to do immigration because the president's circumvented the Congress, gone with executive orders, so we're not going to work with him. That's a hell of a place to start from. This is going to be more of the same. There's going to be a lot of heavy-handed operations taking place. There's going to be a lack of minority voices, although he's saying that there's going to be an open process of debate and everything else. It's a joke. This is window dressing, isn't it?
Absolutely window dressing, and it's being done not for Congress, because nobody in Congress is going to be fooled by this, including some of the hard right Freedom Caucus types who are going to have real problems with Ryan, because sometimes those guys actually believe in things, and Ryan doesn't. Ryan just believes in advancing his political position. But this is being done entirely for the media. And the goal here is to make it look like Republicans are cooperative, like they're not pure obstructionists. That's a very, very important political strategy for 2016. Because understand this, if the Republicans nominate an extremist or a very weak candidate for president, and by the way, that looks very possible right now, that they even either have a Trump or a Carson or a Cruz or a Rubio, but one of those four, each of those have tremendous vulnerabilities as a candidate. If they've got a very vulnerable presidential candidate, they need to be able to say that the House and the Senate Republicans are responsible players, or they run the risk of getting kicked in the teeth by the voters.
John, a story that's developed over the last couple of days is that Donald Trump says that super PACs are a scam, they're horrible. Of course, he speaks like a billionaire because he is one. He doesn't need any money or any organization to back him up. But isn't the question, so what are you going to do if you're president when it comes to super PACs? What are you going to do when it comes to Supreme Court justices if you're president? What about that? I mean, is Donald Trump really for reforming election law in this country?
It'd be very interesting. He might be, and we don't know. We know so little about Trump. And we also know that he says things when he's got a problem.
Yeah.
If there's a super PAC coming after him, then he's against super PAC. So we don't really know where the there is with Trump. But I can tell you this. Donald Trump is doing something useful here. He is calling out the infrastructure of big money in politics and the way that it props up a very weak candidate. Yeah.
No other Republicans doing that. This truly is the biggest separation between Trump and Republicans, you think?
Without a doubt. No doubt. He is essentially saying, look, the other guys are products of big money. They're products of billionaires. They're products of dilettantes who come into our politics to advance their own personal agendas and use candidates for president of the United States, the position held by George Washington and Abraham Lincoln, as puppets. And Trump is saying he's different. I don't know that he's really different, but I can tell you that the president does have a lot of power in this regard. You really can do executive orders. I wish President Obama would do an executive order saying that federal contractors have to reveal their campaign contributions and have to reveal, what they do with super PACs and all these other groupings. There's things the president can do, and I want President Obama to do more. I want the next president to understand that and act in that way. I have my doubts about whether Trump really would.
John Nichols, Washington correspondent of The Nation. Always great to visit. Thanks, my friend.
Thank you, Ed.
This is Ed Schultz, News and Commentary. Communication Workers of America, Alliance for American Manufacturing, BioGreen Clean, and the iSave team bring you this production. We're off to deer hunting for the weekend. We're back with you on Monday. Have a great one.